Nani, Jessica-chan?
What is it, Jessica-chan? What? A windstorm grazed Kiri's head. He had missed by a hair. If Kiri had twisted her body slightly, that fist would probably have been buried in her face by now. A bitter smile rose to his face when she saw that her fist strike had failed to land a kill. Just so you know, I didn't try to sucker punch you because I'm a dirty coward. I hope to end it with a single painless strike before you realize what's happening. Didn't I tell you that I've lived through the hell, Josie? I've come close to getting stabbed in the back a couple times before. I know what it feels just before a surprise attack. You mean you could sense it? That plus the lie you told in the beginning. Uso? Come now. You come from your room after picking up a book and we're on your way back to the guest house. You don't come through this hallway in that direction. Chessboard theory led me to 7 possible reasons you might have been lying. This was the worst case scenario. Telling a hasty lie to Kiri would only put her on guard. If Jessie hadn't told that lie, her surprise attack would have succeeded. Not bad. I should have expected that from you, Auntie Kiri. Why me? You were planning to kill me from the beginning. It didn't matter who it was. Just my luck. It's what you said that gave me the boost I needed. Thanks a lot. Kiri dodged the punch, placed her hand against the fist, and slammed it against the wall. Ordinarily, being made to punch the wall should have caused Jessica to hurt her own hand and roll around, clutching it in pain. However, Jessica's fist had left what looked like a meteor-sized crater in the wall. Instead of a look of anguish after smashing your fist against the wall, Jessica clicked her tongue in irritation, having missed. Incredible. I see that you are your father's daughter. Have you taken up boxing too? Impossible. Jessica is barehanded. He doesn't own any weapon at all. Please don't resist, Auntie. Just one strike to the head. I promise you won't feel a thing. Kiri tried to look calm, but she couldn't hide her confusion at this unreal destructive force. If that punch had hit her, her head probably would have split open like Jessica had said, killing her without pain. Here I come! If Kiri's kick off the ground and leap backward had been an instant slower, her gut would probably have been pulverized. Though she had avoided by a hair, Jessica's left body blow was followed by a terrible tornado-like gust of wind, which blew Kiri back. Is this a dream? Am I sleeping? I don't understand. This Jessica looked like the normal Jessica, but something was different. It wasn't human, common sense didn't apply to it. This had to be some kind of nightmare. Kiri slowly stood up. Then she looked at Jessica, noticing the several meters between them, and realized just how far that blast of wind had sent her flying. Feel free to hate me, but just like you, I can't back down. I can't let my love finish half-hearted. What are you talking about? What are you saying? What on earth is going on? Someone tell me! The air around Jessica seemed to bend like a heat wave. It seemed to be shrouding her fists. And it seemed as though something like a red magic circle appeared beneath her feet. She looked just like a western demon standing amidst the flames of hell. Flame upgrade. Mass upgrade. Armor piercing upgrade. Each time Jessica muttered, her fists were surrounded by a pulsating, sinister red light. Those fists, which were giving off smoke, surely represented the iron hammers of hell wielded by demons. Goodbye, this is just a nightmare! Carrie dashed away with lightning speed. Yes, right now that was her best option. She was starting to realize that pinching her cheeks wasn't the best way to wake up from this nightmare, and by now this came as no surprise. Ronove. When Jessica muttered once more, a blood-red magic circle blocked off the corridor. Kirei slammed into it hard and realized that her path of escape had been cut off. Stop this! Stop this madness! This is a nightmare! It's a nightmare! Let me wake up! Quickly! Yeah, this is a nightmare. I'll wake you up right now if that's what you want. Just once, right? Don't move. Jessica slowly stepped forward towards her, enshrouded in flames. Each time her feet lifted off the floor, boiling steam hung around her footprints. This was a true nightmare. Kirei clutched her head, shaking it over and over again. It's a nightmare, right? This is a nightmare, isn't it? Please tell me it is! Yeah, it's a nightmare. It is, right? It's a nightmare, right? I'll recognize that. And this is a nightmare. I do too. So please, stop! I'll wake you up with a single punch! Ah! Jessica's neck twisted at an odd angle, and she sagged backwards, her eyes rolled back into her head. As though she didn't have a clue what had just happened. A demon's stake was buried at an angle in her forehead. It pulled itself out of her, spun around, became Leviathan, and landed. The hole left behind Jessica's head spewed blood. Leviathan, the envious, here. If this is inside a nightmare anyway, why not have a friend that shows up in your nightmares? My head from the hell of envy. Thanks for showing up just in the nick of time. It's still too early to thank me. She's not down yet. Even though she had taken a deep gouge to the top of her head, Jessica just stood there, convulsing and wide-eyed, and didn't fall over. The blood stopped pouring out of her forehead, and her blank, doll-like eyes returned. Then she slowly pressed her own palm against the wound in her forehead. There was a sizzle as though she had pressed a hot iron against it. It was easy to imagine that she was doing this to seal up the wound. If Carrie didn't escape now, there would never be another chance. Can you defeat her? Impossible! She has a contract with the great demons! She's immortal! That is because of love! That is why she is immortal! Yes, love is magnificent! Those with our blessing cannot be killed! Can we break that red magic wall? Ronobe-sama is also a great demon! There's nothing I can do! Can we escape out the window? The windows are no good either! They were blocked by Ronobe-sama's barrier a while ago! Incredible. Does it mean she sold her soul to demons for the sake of love? How could she have so many contracts with so many great demons? This is unfair! I'm so jealous! Armor upgrade. All attribute defense. Counterattacking armor upgrade. In response to these words, this time her entire body will post-fade with red light. She upgraded herself with a defensive power that would ensure Lorion's attacks would never work again. What is she talking about? Self-augmentation. It's kind of an enchantment. Right now, she has enough defense power to prevent me from piercing her. And she even has the power to deflect the damage back upon the attacker. She's no longer human. She is a monster. Oh, so that's all. Then not much has changed. How can you say that? Just like in the beginning, we have no chance of winning. That hurt. But it won't work again. Jessica slowly lifted the hand that had covered her forehead, and there was no longer a hole there. The hall was blocked by barriers in both directions, even the windows were sealed. There's no way out. Is the door to this room sealed? No, it's just locked. But it's a normal room. It does have windows, but they've been sealed. In other words, that's a locked room and a coffin for us. A coffin is just what I need. Unlock it. I'm jealous. Why are you the only one who can unlock it? Leviathan's stake flew about at high speed, ramming himself in the keyhole to that room. The tip of the stake had become a key. As soon as it was unlocked, the door flew open. Both of them fell into the room and quickly locked it. This was probably Krause's study. Its soothing furnishings brought about the sense of nobility that Krause would probably like. However, if she wanted to send us a killing blow here inside the coffin, she'll have to take the lid off first. With dim eyes, Jessica tilted her head upon hearing Kirie's words. What are you talking about? How was such a small room be able to help protect you? This room may be a locked room. It may leave us with no method of escape. However, even you can't break into this room. That's what a locked room is. What are you talking? How does this tiny room with the tiny lot make you think you've gotten away from me? The confused expression on her face. Jessica looked wearily between her own burning fist and the door. Then slowly, she sent that pulsating red light to her fists. She immediately enchanted her fists to give them the destructive power for the killing blow. I'll smash this door to bits! If you think you can, give it a try. Spawning calmly through the door, which was the only thing separating her from Jessica, Kirie placed a single index finger on it as if to hold it shut. Jessica slowly raised a fire-wreathed demonic fist. So long, Aunt Kirie. Oh. Jessica's fist slammed into the door in slow motion. The same kind of slow motion I've seen as a special effect at the climax of a movie. However, this was no special effect. This fist really was slowing down as though it was being sucked in, like a spoon sinking in a jar of honey. That punch was no longer a punch. It was no more than a knock. I'm envious of you. Envy. I crawled through the hell of envy for 18 years because of my arrogance and naivety in love. So I envy you. You don't remember my warnings to see in love and walk a beautiful life, right? I envy you. You'll get to live through the most beautiful time in a woman's life for full 18 years longer than I did. I envy you so much. Jessica tried to slam her fist against the door over and over again. However, as soon as her fist approached it, its speed plummeted. She rarely knocked, much less smashed the door. Speed upgrade. Instantaneous force upgrade. Speed of sound upgrade. It's useless, darling. Break! With exposed speed upgrades, just as the fist moved at the speed of sound, 1,225 kilometers. However, how long had Jessica been in Envy to gain that speed? See, I started to envy George and Shan's relation about 2 years ago. 2 times 365 is 730 days. 730 times 24 equals 17,520 hours. However, she wasn't envious all the time. It only happened when Shannon started going on about George. When Shannon shifted on about 3 days of the week, divide 7 times 3. It wasn't those who could go on about George all day long. The final word for him would only leave a mark in Joseph for about an hour, so only 24th of each day. 17,520 divided by 7 times 3 divided by 24 equals 312, rounded down. The number of hours that Kiri had been jealous was 157,680. In other words, that was a scant 0.2% of the time Kiri had been jealous. Even 1,225 kilometers per hour, the speed of sound, becomes only 2.45 kilometers per hour in the 500th world. Understand? You're lacking both love and envy. Even Jessica's sonic fists were no faster than a walking child in Kiri's world. Jessica ground her teeth, her fist still pressed up against the door. If someone could have seen this from both sides of the door, it would have looked as though Kiri was holding it shut with a single finger. Oh, way to go, Kiri! See, this is a locked room. At most, Jessica can knock on the door, but she can't lay a finger on the inside. Ah, Beatrice's definition of a locked room. How nostalgic. What the hell? This locked room will be somewhat troublesome. It's impossible for a human to carry out a locked room murder. Only magic can do that. Until you transcend magic, you'll not be able to break through it. You can't corner me any further. As time passed, the road when she realized I haven't returned, they'll start searching the manor. And then you will be observed. Which in magic and light disappear when they're observed. The nightmare's already over, darling. Damn it! Oh! I can't believe Jessica's going to drop out all of a sudden! Oh, please
give it your all. Do it for the beloved canon. Come, Jessica. Believe in love and let us see a miracle.
Let me make a correction. There's even a need to wait for time to pass. After all, there's an extension telephone right here. Of course, the internal phone line hasn't been cut. I'll just pick up the receiver. This is my checkmate. Construction completed. Mockery murder. Aha! Yes, that is valid. Permutation upgrade. Attack transmission. Indirect attack power upgrade. Huh? Just Fitch was pressing his door, glowed red and then white hot. Jessica didn't even swing her fist. She just kept it pressed against the door. However, Jessica's murder reached inside the locked room. The cracks in the side door through the keyhole burst the flames of hell. Jessica couldn't see what was happening inside the room. However, even here on the other side of the door, she could tell that the flames of hell had swallowed the entire room. Kiri's smoldering death throes could be heard from across the room. Fell to her knees and slumped over to the floor. Slowly, Jessica tore her burning fist away from the door. If you love the hell of envy so much, then burn. Burn the flames of envy for all time. There are probably some things I can learn from envy. However, it's nothing to be praised in no one's duty. I'm saying you're proud after all. Auntie Kire. A splendid locked room murder. Can you take care of the mess? I'd hate for her body to be burnt to a crisp when it's finally found. As you wish, my lady. Lunabay transformed to a gold butterfly to enter Krause's study through the keyhole. Then he had to cross his arms and think. He would even start cleaning up Kire's unrecognizable corpse in this room that ended up as a burning hell. Josephine let out a breath that she had been holding down in her chest. Her normal human glint finally returned to her eyes. And then she couldn't help but shudder at what she had done. Even if it had just been a trial on the game board for the sake of her love. Is that what you wanted? Demons! Yes, so well done, Jessica! Your love is the real deal! George welcomed Jessica with crisp applause. Io timidly tried to join him, but Jessica yelled at them and she stopped. It's just something that happened on the game board. Don't need to look so sad about it. I know that logically! But still, how am I supposed to just accept it emotionally? My lady. Kanekun, I love you! I can't give up!
That's why I'm showing how strong my feelings are. I didn't do something wrong, did I? I'm not wrong, am I?
My lady. As I started to sob, Ken held her quietly. I realized that he would have to carry on the determination that's shown him. You didn't make any mistakes. And also it's a mistake to keep your human heart and be sad. Just have me a bit more stoic when it comes to that sort of thing. Not everyone can match up to George-sama's level. In any event, you've completed your trial, my lady. I admire the strength of your determination. Very true. Both George and Jessica have splendidly succeeded just the same. Very impressive, Jessica. That locker room murders now was wonderful enough to fascinate even a witch like myself. Jessica had used magic to kill Kirei, who had been holed up inside a closed room. In that instant, Jessica had constructed a locked room murder, had acknowledged by the demons and raised it to the level of magic.
The trials for the two of you have been completed!
So then, who will take the next challenge?
Will it be Beatrice-sama?
No, it might be Shannon!
No, this has to be Cannon's time to shine! Come! Speak up! Who is next?
Who will take the next trial? Only which would hesitate committing murder on the game board. Even excess shyness can kill love. Come, who will be next?
To carry out the murder of love!
The three who remained looked at each other. If the other two are going to spend a few more moments hesitating to raise their hands, I will raise my own instead. All three thought this at the same time. So, they all raised their hand at the same time. The ones they had loved already shown their determination. They had to carry on. Rosa could see in the parlor. It seemed that others all want to be alone now that they dispersed for a short break. Since everyone avoided the parlor, that was place for people to gather. Rose was able to have this relaxing, comforting room all to herself. That didn't mean she looked relaxed. Her expression was heavy with gloom and weariness. The black tea that she had brought from the dining hall had gone stone cold. Comforting silence. Now that no one else was in sight, Rose's heart finally awoke. She was treated like a child in the conferences with her 3 siblings. She had no influence at all. But, possibly because of that, she was apparently considered to be a neutral party. The siblings would often ask for an agreement, sometimes even treating her like an adjudicator or a judge. I have to make use of that and turn the discussion in the direction I want. I had to find almost 100 million yen by March. That was supposed to be my great commitment. A burn I bore to help support his business. Now, I'm not sure anymore. Being prepared for the debt, will he call me again? Well, you can forget it. Even if you contact me after all this time, I'll be the one turning you down. But still, you are Maria's father, you know? Please come and see her. If only just once. Love is quite a good thing to stick to, isn't it? Huh? Who? Though no one should have been in the parlor, someone suddenly spoke to Rosa and she jumped. Just when had it happened? Ken could be seen standing there. Even considering that she had been deemed thought, to think she hadn't even noticed him. You scared me. Sorry, I guess I was thinking so hard that I didn't notice you. Need something? No. The reason you're currently pain is because of love, Rosa-sama. Am I wrong? This is sudden. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maria's father asked you to be the co-signer on a loan. And you accepted. What a troublesome kid. You were seeing Kraus-san from the hallway, weren't you? True. Earlier this day in this very room, Kraus had seen through the fact that Rose was bearing massive debt because she had become a co-signer on a loan. However, he hadn't said that her partner had been Maria's father. Why did Ken know so much? You're a very wise person, Rosa-sama. You wouldn't have become a co-signer. Now think carefully about the consequences. I didn't yet move to his family registry. I thought the man I would soon marry as my partner. He couldn't borrow the money without my name. I figured that helping me out was my responsibility as future wife. And did that future ever come? No, it hadn't. So afterwards, Rosa was always alone. And Maria never had a father. However, time moved on. Maria, who had always been the symbol of their union, just kept growing. Almost like a living hourglass measuring the length of the hell that Rosa had crawled through. Because of that, Maria's growth hurt. It's a cruel joke. I tried to forget that man several times. You know, forgetting him doesn't get rid of that debt. It was only natural. And so, whether or not she forgot her love, she had to do all she could to pay that money back. But, you know, I also think of it this way. If I managed to pay everything off, it means I've passed the trial of love that he gave me. If I had to pay off my debt anyway, how can I abandon my reward, the love that I could gain as well before it's over? Don't you think I could put... Don't you think I could think about that until I paid all back? Maybe in tricky words that only those who suffer through love could understand. Even Rosa realized that she might have been deceived. However, she was succeeding in paying back the loan. He may acknowledge her usefulness as a wife. When that happened, she might be able to regain her... If she already banned that love, then what? This debt, this trial that he had given her, would be completely meaningless. Yes, for her, the debt itself appeared to be a trial of love. In fact, the very fact that she looked at it that way might have been her blindness due to love. As well as proof that she still hadn't cast off her infatuation with the past. Even now, she still suffered. And that suffering would continue, at least until she paid back the massive loan and let a good deal of time pass after that. Did she finally lay her feelings for him to rest? Could this be that hell that... And how can that be put to an end? Who knows? If anyone did, the disease called love would never eat into anyone again. That disease is a serious one. Spreading to and hurting the people closest to them. That disease was torturing her now as much as it ever had. Oh well, since you brought Kiria-sana, sure is like an aspiration to me, or a dream. Though she had her managed to learn from her, she persevered for 18 years. She never felt despair and said continued to support Rudolph, lying in wait for a miracle. Maria is still only 9 years old. I've only waited for the first half of Kiria-san's 18 years. If I gave up after this, she would laugh at me. Do you think that miracle will occur in another 9 years? Doubting that would be the end of me. In a sense, I'm a ghost of the past. I'm already dead. I'm just living on without noticing. A ghost waiting for eternity for a person who will never come. That's right. That day when I ably said that I wanted to support his dream, I was probably already dead. I guess that really was a regretful day in the end. I have dreams. I want to go overseas. I'll fly out of this tiny country. Maybe I can come back to you. That takes me back. At that time, I thought lovers as a pair of people willing to acknowledge the other's radical dreams. I became a successful designer, announcing my lines in Paris. King Joshua by the press. He loved to talk about that dream, and I loved listening to him. When I think about it, I really had my head in the clouds during that strange time. Both lift the other up, and as though we were drifting out into the air. So when he said they wanted to go out, get out of Japan, I applauded him and promised to support him. Acknowledging each other's great dreams that might never be is a standard sort of pillow talk for lovers. But once they started translating to actual action, from that point on, I should have been serious and practical. For a long time, I felt proud of letting him go on that day. No, I still do. But you still regret it. Yeah, that's right. If on that day I stopped and pleaded for him to say I might not fall into hell. Seeing off with a smile really make me a winner? Of course not. I see lost by default by refusing a fight when the time came. I only glorified that loss, and saw him off with a smile as he went to take on the world overseas. I became constantly intoxicated with the fancy that was some brave woman waiting patiently for the door for her man's return. Though he never came forward to me once after that, and the mail sent to the address he gave me came back forwarding address unknown. Where I'm right now is hell. Hell until the day I die that I didn't fight when I was meant to. I've dragged my daughter into hell with me. I wish that someone would just kill me. I'd be told that I've already been killed, that I'm a ghost. Yes, love is a fight. Will you win and gain, or lose and die? But please, have no fear of death. After all, it is a peaceful sleep. What is truly terrifying is a hell that finds the unsleeping ghosts who could neither win nor die. That hell has no end. Now love is close to those who could neither win nor die. So, in love, you've gotta go for broke. Dying battle is better than the alternative. They say the most torturous toxin human is made from rotting love.
その苦しみはどのような悪趣味な地獄の拷問をも上回る。
The suffering it brings exceeds the torture of the most twisted hells. Said this as a warning to motivate her double and low sister, encouraging her to take on any trial no matter how severe.
わかります。
I understand. After all, when my desire to have Battler Sound one day accept me wells up in my chest, and to the seed that resides there.
その種を
It's up to me to kill that seed or make it bud.
死なせるも自由。 でもそのまま胸の中で腐らせれば、きっとその毒は
If I let it rot in my chest, its poison will surely torment me forever.
それこそが我ら千年の魔女をしても最も恐れる。
And that, even for us thousand-year-old witches,
世界で
is the most terrifying torture in the world.
見届けよ恋を
Behold, what happens to those who make light of love!
このローザの地
This hell of
獄こそが
roses!
恋の種を芽吹かせる勇気を持
It's what happens to those who not possess the courage to make the seed of love bud and instead allows it to rot.
その苦しみは自分の手では
One cannot end that pain by their own hands.
Uh-huh. Just now, was that a red light?
失礼しました。
My apologies.
What?
Just now, I thought I saw something strange. I wonder if I'm tired. It's probably just my imagination. Rosa picked up her cup of cold tea. When she did, she saw a small red rose petal floating on the surface. A rose?
そのソファーはローザ様が
I've heard that in your youth.
好んで横になられたものと聞いて
You love to lie on that sofa. It wasn't a rose petal. It was a drop of blood that had fallen from Rose's eyes. An instant can beautifully and precisely, which is a single thread of Rose's life. There was no wounds on Rose's body. There was only a few drops of blood that dripped down from her eyes. Her pain, her uncertainties, and her worries were all gone now. Slowly, she collapsed on the sofa and lay there. That had been one of her most blissful habits during the most blissful time of her life.
おやすみなさいませ。
Sleep well,
ローザ様。
Rosa-sama.
あなたの地獄は今
終わりました。
Your hell has ended. Can took a blanket out of the cupboard and gently covered Rosa with it. It would have looked to anyone as though Rosa was sleeping peacefully. Those demons had not exaggerated when speaking of love as a battle and a trial. In fact, although cruel, this could be said to be the honest reflection of reality. In the sense that it made no attempt to hide the fact that to lose in love is to die. Now my part is complete. Were you watching, demons? Oh no!
How can you do that to Mama? How can you kill Mama?
One of the two great witches of Mirage, Sorciera Maria. Those just apprentice the power sleeping within her had impressed even Beatrice at the height of her strength. In Maria's eyes, the Rosa was a black witch. She also the vessel of the mother she couldn't help but love. Praying that having that stolen from her was near madness.
How can you do that? How can you do that to Mama? To Mama? To Mama?
Maria's attack was too emotional. Because of this, she didn't notice that Ken already disappeared in the span of a few short moments. And released her barrage at what had become empty space. In the meantime, Ken jumped from wall to wall around to Maria's back. I don't want to kill past my dude, quota. But I will defend myself. What are you? You...
Diplomatic immunity. I won't let you target Maria or me.
Damn it! The red trolling sword that extended from Cannon's hand dissipated in an instant. He managed to make it reappear, but when he tried to use it on Maria and Sakatoro again, it vanished once more. Because of Sakatoro's power, he's unable to make either of them the target of his attacks.
There you are. Since when have you been there? Uryu. I won't let anyone bully Maria.
Damn it! Maria finally noticed where Ken was and she slowly turned around. Ken made his sword materialize it again. No matter how often he tried, it kept fading out like a flashlight with a bad battery.
I won't let you get away now. I won't forgive you. The sin is stealing Mama away. I'll kill you. Just like Mama killed them. I'll kill you without mercy.
As Maria howled, the entire parlor was surrounded by a cube of red magic barriers. There's a locked room symbolizing barriers that Ken could never escape. The doors are locked. It's time to start again.
Damn it!
No, not here! Ken cursed his bad luck. Even though he had fulfilled his goal in the demon's trial, if he was killed here, he'd be dragged off the game board.
Maria, don't overdo it. Yeah, I won't overdo it. I'll be more gentle than Mama was. Ryu, who is it? Pardon me, Maria-sama. In accordance with the contract with Zeppar-sama and Fufur-sama, I come for your life. Shannon! Don't get in my way! It's pointless, Shannon. No one can target Maria. Yes. I don't intend to target her in any way. I will simply protect myself.
A cylinder red magical circle surrounded Shannon. She stood in the center of the parlor. Its brightness and thickness grew, and its rays quickly expanded, filling up the room. It wasn't targeting Maria. Shannon was wielding his power to protect herself. So, Sakura's power didn't make it disappear. Nissan? Are you going to let this be the ruin of your feelings for my lady? Get a hold of yourself. By now, the shield with Shannon at the center had covered up the entire room. His power crushed Maria and Sakato into the corner of the room. Ironically, there's a locked room barrier Maria set up to prevent Ken from escaping that were pressed against, and together had them completely trapped.
No good. Can't escape. That's right! This is a locked room! This might be perfect. The wannabe detective's trying to deny Beatrice's magic! Checkmate, Maria-sama. May I? Yeah, go ahead. Crush me. Then, goodbye.
The entire room was filled with the red light of the shield, and the output and pressure were raised to the limits. Then, crushed between the shield and their own locked room barrier, Maria and Sakato had lost their forms, countered a spray of gold, and disappeared. Thank you. I couldn't afford to disappear here.
こんなとこで負けてたら
If you lost in a place like this,
ないもの
never need to let it go.
You're right. I could never let go if I lost in a place like this.
ゼパル様
Zephyr-sama, Pfeffer-sama,
私たちも共に試練を終えました
we have both finished our trial.
これでよろしいで
Is
す
that satisfactory?
いやー本当にお見事だね
Wow, that was truly splendid!
二人とも文句
A
なしだ
flawless
ったよ
performance from the both of you!
では最後は
Then shall we finish with Beatrice's turn?
おや彼女は
Oh? Where did she go?
もちろん
To the victim she's chosen, of course! Where else would she be?
さあ私たちも
Come, let us go as well! Natsuki could be seen in her room. Krausen instructed her to retire for the night, but she couldn't afford to lie around sleeping on an important day like this. However, she was aware that she was the type to get excited easily, and this sometimes held her husband back. So, though she didn't like it one bit, there's no way around it. It was probably close to the time for the break to end and the family conference to begin once again in the dining hall. Her husband would have to protect the Ushomiya family honor from his greedy siblings, all by himself. If she grew emotional by his side, she would just tie him down. Though she knew that quietly waiting here was the best way she could support him, that didn't make the waiting any easier. Natsuki opened a drawer and took out a small box she kept her treasure in. This was her secret box. Inside was everything valuable to items to mere ends and odds. However, they were all precious memorable treasures in Natsuki's eyes. She pulled a small pouch out of the box. She emptied its contents onto her palm. It was kind of a charm that her birth family had given her when she had been married. It was a spirit mirror to ward off evil. Her face was reflecting the mirror. She wasn't as young as she once was. Recently, she'd begun to see a bit of her parents' and grandparents in her own face. So, when she stared at her reflection in the mirror like this, she felt as though her soul had returned to the side of her parents and the family she had been born into. Father, Mother, I cannot support my husband, and I have myself to blame. Of course, her face in the mirror did not answer. However, Natsuki continued. I am waiting here because I love my husband. However, I think love means being close to one another. I understand logically that staying here is the best way I can help him. I still feel wretched for doing it. It's tough, isn't it? Waiting for the sake of love. A tear plopped onto the mirror. Oh, dear memories of her life at her parents' house rose up inside her. Now was the time for her to follow her parents' example. When father came home late, her mother would always sit up straight waiting for him, prepared for him to arrive at any moment. She would always wait for him, kneeling in the entrance hall. And no matter how late he came home, she would always wake up all the children and line them up to greet him. At the time, I only thought of her as being exceptionally strict. But at this age, I finally understand how strong she was, persevering in her love for her beloved husband even after being left alone in charge of the house. Because of your love for your husband, you could bear to be made to care for an unfamiliar child. The sudden voice made Natsuki jump up and look about the room. When she did, there stood a Western lady wrapped in an extravagant dress. Who are you? Natsuki was confused. There is no one like this in this mansion. However, though this was supposedly her first time meeting this person, it felt as though she had seen her somewhere before. Her anger at the ruffian who had snuck into her private room. And her confusion over the appearance of someone she didn't know had caused her mind to go blank. So much so that it took quite a bit of time before she realized that this was the witch of the portrait. Though you murdered the baby, you didn't know on that day 19 years ago. I won't hold that sin against you. What are you talking about? Bio had chosen Natsuki as her sacrifice. It was because of what Natsuki had done to Battler. He didn't know much about the details of Battler's birth. However, after discovering the fragment of the previous game, she had learned that there was a chance that Battler was the baby that Natsuki had pushed off a cliff 19 years ago. Although that was just a blue wedge that Battler used to protect Natsuki from being framed, Bio thought it might have been a confession from Battler himself. If that was the case to her, Natsuki was an enemy, probably forced Battler to live a very painful life. It was out of love for your husband that you killed that baby. We liked his blood. And it's out of love that I won't hold it against you. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Get out. This is my room. Therefore, when I kill for the sake of my love, please don't hold that against me. Bio slowly stuck out her arms, and with both hands, she squeezed the air in front of her. That squeeze tightened around Natsuki's throat. Natsuki's heel was lifted off the ground and a faint purple hand shape appeared around her throat. Natsuki frantically scratched her throat, trying to stop whatever was strangling her, but there was nothing there. So to an outsider, it looked as though Natsuki was standing on her toes in anguish, scratching at her own throat. Both pairs of lovers have shown their determination. I don't think that my feelings about the son are inferior to theirs. Just as I won't blame you for your sin of 19 years ago, I won't blame myself for this sin. As Natsuki twisted in agony, something she had been grasping fell from her grip. It rode her Rebidu, who dropped her gaze to see what it was. It was Natsuki's spirit mirror. When we peered into it, there was a loud crack like a burst of electricity. That sound relates naturally from the invisible hands. And made Vito topple backwards like a doll. Coughing, Natsuki tried to comprehend what was going on around her. Vito, whose head was still reeling and foggy as though she had hit it against something hard, slowly attempted to get to her feet. Her eyes were bewildered, as though even she didn't really understand what had happened.
Oh, what? What is this?
This is surprising.
雲の巣を触っても平気だったそなたも霊鏡はダメだというのか
You can touch Spiral without trouble, but you cannot handle the spirit mirror.
私にも
Even I don't have a clue what's happening.
わかりません一体何
What in the world?
She had thought that only Vito the Elder possessed non-human weak points. She was getting burned by spiral webs and wards and have her powers sealed by spirit mirrors. However, for some reason this spirit mirror alone could apparently affect her as well. But Natsuki was different. She instantly realized that the reason for the hesitation of this unearthly being, the switch of the portrait, had to be the power of the mirror. So she rapidly crawled across the floor and picked up the mirror. Then she stuck it out so that Vito could see it. Vito didn't fully understand what was going on still. So, still sitting down, she looked vacantly at it. And this time, both of them understood the situation completely. Vito, realizing that the mirror was working on some hateful power against her, and Natsuki realized the spirit mirror had the power to repel witches.
Why is this mirror?
It is because you are the evil witch! This miraculous spirit mirror repels all creatures of evil!
Don't point it at me!
With the spirit mirror still held out, Natsuki cautiously closed a gap between them. She was cautious as to prevent the witch from suddenly lashing out and stealing the mirror, but she suddenly moved forward to corner this evil. I do not know who you are. All I know is that you tried to kill me. And that you're a creature of evil who cowers before the spirit mirror. Be gone, evil one! Vito didn't understand what was happening herself. She didn't know why she had to fear the spirit mirror. However, when she tried to look at the bright light let off by the spirit mirror, it pierced her eyes. She understood that she had to be afraid, even if she didn't understand why. By now, Vito realized that the spirit mirror is both terrifying and harmful. As it came closer to her, she felt an increasingly strong burning sensation over her whole body, as though someone was approaching her with a hot iron. She couldn't even open her eyes because of the mirror's bright, painful glint. Now, return to the world whence you came, wicked one! I, Ushiromiya Natsui, will not fall back a single step to evil! It's no use. Why? Why is this musty mirror so... If I see her, I'll be the only one to fail the trial.
Just like George-san and Chen-san and Jessica-san and Ken-san. I want Balor-san to see value in me, to treasure me. Well, you managed to admit that, so I can't fail now. Are you giving up? You and only you!
信じるんだ
Believe!
愛の奇
The
跡
miracle of love will surely occur!
I love Balor-san. I want him to notice me. I want him to recognize and accept my feelings. The reason calling him father is I dedicate myself to him. Is that no one helps a parent expecting something in return that helped me come to terms with getting nothing back. It was a deception to fool myself. I love Balor-san. I want to recognize that. I admit it. I want to hide from it any longer. I was born to love Balor-san and to have him love me back. So, I can't afford to lose here. Be gone, wicked one! There's no place for you here!
Her determination had come too late. If she had possessed it in the beginning, she probably would have finished off Natsuki on the spot without any hesitation. Because she had wavered, and taken time to kill Natsuki, and things had ended up like this. But now I am resolved. I want Balor-san's love. I want him to love me.
So, I can't lose! Because I was born for Balor-san's sake!
そう、それが
Yes, that is exactly
聞きたかった
What we wanted to hear.
Natsuki forced her to look in the mirror and see that she wasn't. That's what the scene was about. It's honestly a good question on this point. Following sound like a beetle banging off all the walls of the room, the spirit mirror is knocked out of Natsuki's outstretched hand. It fell onto the floor, and the snake flying around the room pierced through with a crash. Lucifer the Proud, right here. You dare mock me by having a single old mirror as my first target in so long?
Lucifer-san?
Beatrice-sama, you must complete your trial. She'll get away.
Someone help me! Someone!
Shit, now that the spirit mirror she had been relying on had been smashed and another strange demon had been added to the fold, Natsuki could do nothing but run for it. However, Natsuki had seen him people gathered. The anti-magic toxin would burn Vito. Now is Vito's last chance.
Thank you, Lucifer-san. Prepare yourself! Ushoromi and Natsui!
Once again, Vito choked the empty air. This time, she wouldn't let her escape. She had to end Natsuki's pain right away for her sake, if nothing else. Her strength wasn't enough. While scratching her throat, Natsuki fought to escape the room. Her shaking hand, the stretched out hand, to the lock on the door. A locked room is one of the definitions that makes a witch. Even unlocking the door would strengthen the anti-magic toxin a little. Vita was at her limit even with the locked room. Natsuki undid that lock. Vita's power would weaken immediately and Natsuki would surely escape into the hallway. The strengths were matched. However, Natsuki began to surpass Vita slightly. The power of the living to live is fundamentally stronger than the power of magic. Of course, Vita was mustering all her might. However, Natsuki was just slightly stronger. That's enough. Lucifer, do it. As you wish. Lucifer transformed into a snake and, like the time she had smashed Natsuki's spirit mirror, flew violently around the room. Then she struck Natsuki's forehead. Natsuki crumpled slowly. When Miyu saw this, she also fell to her knees, breathing hard.
Say, Separ, does this count? Beatrice didn't complete the trial by her own strength alone.
You raise a good point, Furfur. True, this trial must have accomplished without barring the help of any other.
But maybe there are exceptions to that. After all, a pair and love are as one. This is not an outside assistance. Battler-san.
Did you really have to scare me like that on the first Twilight?
Forgive me. I didn't follow your instructions.
Instructions?
Oh well, I did not stay in my room.
Io hung her head apologetically. When he saw this, Balor scratched his head uncomfortably. In that case, I should apologize too. I should have been more kind.
No, Father, I mean, Balor-san, you did nothing wrong.
It's okay. Call me whatever you like. Balor always looked at the new Beatrice sternly. However, that was gone from his expression now. True, the old you may have called me just Balor. At first, I may have tried to force you to speak to me that way. Forcing that on you is pointless. You're Beto, but you're yourself. You can call me whatever you want.
Battler-san.
Sure, that works great. Can't say being called father is really my thing.
Yes.
Until this point, she had hesitated just to say Balor's name at all. Even if she had known that Balor wanted her to say his name without honorifics, that would have been beyond her right now. And even if she had been able to call him that, doing so could have hurt Balor even more. However, now she was allowed to call him Balor by his name. You just looked into her eyes. The luminity described as how much this made her feel happy.
ゼパルとフルフルに聞いた。
I heard from Zepar and Furfur.
おかしなゲームが始まっているようだな。
Looks like you're in the middle of some bizarre game.
Yes.
勝手なこと
I'm sorry for doing this without asking.
いや、いい。
No, it's fine.
そういう向き
I
通
didn't know what you were gonna do next. Empty antics like this is why I really like you.
それにその
And well,
ま
I've heard about the intent of the
ゲ
game.
ームの趣旨も聞いてる。二人一組で挑むのが正しいことだ。
You're supposed to tackle it as a pair.
その通りです、バトラ卿。
Yes, that is correct, Lord Battler!
もしも見事
If you can emerge from a trial
立ち
victorious,
残れたなら
我らはあなたたち
We will bless the pair of lovers and bestow a miracle of magic upon you.
こいつらがベアとの
Looks like these guys were the ones giving power to Beto's golden butterfly brooch. Shit. Who would have guessed?
だからその効果は保証済みってわけさ。
So they've proven to produce results.
俺とお前の
We've been stuck with each other for a long time now.
随分になる。たまにはこういう
They're only playing this sort of game every now and then.
バトラさん
Battler-san,
おや、聞いたかい、フルフル。
Oh, did you hear that, Furfur?
バトラ卿も試練に参加。
驚くには値しない
that's no
だってこ
surprise.
れは
After all we've known since the beginning.
ようこそ我らの試練へ
Welcome to our trial, Lord Battler.
ではあなたは
And who will your sacrifice be?
俺の仕事はすでに終わってる。
My work is already done.
確認するといい。
Go and check if you want.
かしこまりました、バトラ卿。
Very well, Lord Battler!
さあ、フルフル。
Come, Furfur!
確認しろ
Let us go check!
Yes, let's. Part?
これで愛
It
し合う
seems that all
6
six others completed
み
the
んな試練を
trial.
成し遂げてしまったわ次はどうすればいいかしら
What should we do next?
6人の覚悟は
The resolve of all six is the real deal.
さらに次の試練で
Let's
試
test
し
them
よう。
further in the next trial.
The two noisy demons disappeared. It seemed that they had left to go check on the sacrifice Balor had killed. But it also seemed that they had done so in order to not bother Balor, Beto, who could finally look each other in the eye and talk. What do you think of the tale so far? When suddenly asked this question, Angie immediately came to her senses. Then, realizing she had been immersed into this woman's tale, she felt a bit defeated and tried to look displeased. You've cleverly tried to mix things up with this being a trial of love. Not exactly 6 people have died, sending up the first twilight. Impressive.
ありゃ、本当だ。
Oh, you're right.
こいつは気づかなかった。
I didn't realize that. Amakusa clapped his hands as though he'd been outsmarted. Even though he figured it out before me, he played the part of a fool.
愛し合う恋人たちの数が
That's simply because the numbers of lovers just happen to be 6.
それが第一の
The fact that it matched the number first Twilight was half coincidence, half design.
様式日半分その方が運命
It's a
的
bit
で
more
面白い
interesting that way. Feels more like fate.
人間は無意味な
Humans have the bad habit taking two meaningless phenomena and trying to link them
無理やり
together.
関連付けようとする悪癖があるそれを運命的と読み解かせるのが読み物の騙しでしょ
Try to make things seem like fate is a trick of books.
お嬢はディスティニーとか
I guess you aren't a
そういうのに
fan of Destiny and Miracles, Missy.
UFO と同じよ
They're like UFOs.
誰もが知ってるけど
Everyone knows about them, but no one has ever seen
ない
them.
ものだわ
そいつはクールな例えだ
That's a cool metaphor. So,
いつもの
normally I
私
would
な
move
ら
right along at this point. My only comment being that love and illusion are
ミステリ
necessary,
ーには不要
and
な
use the scenes for a mystery
無駄な
story.
シーンねとばっさり行きたいところだけどそれはおこのぎさんに否定さ
But Okonogi-san disagree with that way of thinking.
そういう愛のない見
He
方
thought
だ
that
け
by
で
looking at things without love that way, the truth could never be reached.
ああおこのぎ
Ah, you mean President Okonogi's killer phrase?
愛が
That love, it cannot be seen?
それそれ
Yeah, that.
人の家族を
If I ever set aside the anger I felt towards the fictional murder of my family,
あえてこの物語を書いた八条先生に敬意を表して言うなら
and see with respect for you as the one who wrote this tale, I'd say there must be a point to this depiction.
何しろ
After all, I used up all these pages talking about love and trials.
愛だの試練だの語ってるつまりこれがこの物語のテーマであり
In other words, those are the themes and key words of this tale.
おや
Oh-ho!
赤インク以外で書い
There
た
are many
文字は
claim that all words I read in red ink are not worth reading.
生きる御人も多いというのに光栄なるかな
It is an honor, child of man.
黒い文字も
And you have read the black letters as well.
物語は書き手が何かを伝えるために書くも
Stories
の
are written because the writer has something they want to communicate.
そしてそれはどう
Some writers feel that it's unrefined to lay everything out too directly.
薄いという愛がなければ
All of this about how you never reach the truth without love has shown up many times in works before
これ
this
まで
one.
の作品にも品質するわそれがこの新作ではさらに顕著
This new work makes that even more striking. Means that this is one thing the writer wanted to tell the most, the thing that they want the reader to think about the most. Thinking about it, there have been many scenes about love since Beto first appeared. Even when she first appeared before Shannon, she spoke clear about how love was a single element of the world. And the golden butterfly brooch she gave her was also an item for love. She said that she enjoys sowing seeds of love and watching complications arise. And when Shannon stopped borrowing her power, the reason for arguing was also love. After Beto's interaction with battlers started up and foe, scenes without love were toned down for a while. But the without love it cannot be seen definition of magic was mentioned repeatedly. Then, in the tale right before this one, where Beto had become like a doll, the scenes shown made it seem almost as though Balor and Beto accepted each other as adversaries, or possibly something more. In the end, Balor regained some kind of memory, and his impression of Beto underwent a complete change. And then there's this game. From the beginning and throughout, the word love had been repeated over and over again.
あなたが書いた物語は
The tale you wrote keeps talking about love.
でもそれは
However, that's not
マリアお姉ちゃんの
the
主張でも
assertion of Maria One-chan or
ベアトリーチの
Beatrice.
主張でもない八条
The assertion about Hachijo Toa.
そうです。
Correct.
それこそが私が
That is what I wanted to tell.
そして
And is my own sort of answer.
答
Answer.
えじゃあつまり
Saying the tyrants of 12 years ago was caused by a trial of love started by strange demons?
の愛の試練で引き起こされたと
バカバカしい
Ridiculous.
私はあんたの恋
I
愛
didn't
小
come
説
here to read a romance novel you
ここま
wrote.
で来たんじゃないわ私が知りたいのはあんたが
What I
痛く
wanted to
主
know
張する
about is the truth you claim to have reached.
愚かなるかな人の子よ。
Foolish child of man.
これだけ文章を割いてまだ伝わらないというのです。
There's always so many words that you still do not understand. With an obviously condescending gaze, Hachijo shrugged. It was clear that she was trying to provoke Angie. They're all hinting, if you can't stand talking with me, you can get out. Perhaps even if you're going to read my noble work and fail to understand it, what's more, not even try, you can get out for that reason as well. Under normal circumstances, Angie would have already thrown a fit and left. However, Angie couldn't do that. Though she found it singing that the stranger was playing around with her family's fate in these stories. At reading this far into her tale, she was growing increasingly certain of something else. Just as Hachijo's father said, this tale really did have the same presence, the same scent as the tales written by Beatrice. The author was certainly different. However, the tale had the same scent because its author had arrived at the real truth. Angie was beginning to acknowledge this. Hachijo Toya was one who had reached Beatrice's truth. An endless witch like Beatrice who could add to the endlessly stretching parallel worlds of the cat box. If one has reached Beatrice's truth, they can create a new tale, whoever they are. This new manuscript, I'm sure some other than myself will appear and reach the truth.
そのものもまた新たな物語を紡ぐ資格を得るのです。
Those people will be qualified to create new tales of their own.
どんどん無限の魔女が増えていくわ
So there'll be more and more endless witches.
そう。
Mm-hmm.
そして何人もの
And
無
there,
限の魔女たち
these many endless witches who add to
ベアトリ
Beatrice's
ーチェの
Catbox
猫
tale.
箱の物語を増やしていく。増えれば増えるほどまた新たに真実に至るものが現れる。そうすることで一番最初の無限の魔女ベアトリーチェ
When that happens, the very first endless witch, Beatrice will finally be rewarded for writing such long letters, packing them in bottles, and throwing them into the sea.
海に投じた労力が初めて報われるのです。あなたは私に怒りの言葉をぶつけ、席を立つこともできた。
You could have yelled at me angrily and risen from your
し
seat.
かしそれをしませんでした。なぜ？
Why?
悔しいけれど
I hate to admit it.
あんたの物語
I'm starting to think that the tale has some kind of truth or hint within it.
もしくはヒントがあることを認めつつあるからよ
I already have my own ideas. However, there's no more than looking with a single eye. Unless I accept a different viewpoint of my own and look at things from more than one angle, and everybody to see the truth in 3 dimensions. That's my interpretation of, without love it cannot be seen.
それでよい。人の声。
That is how it should be, child of man. Perhaps the last surviving member of the Ushimiya family. With faith that you find the truth and become an endless witch. I exist as only as a guidepost awaiting you as the true successor. Angie Beatrice. Sometimes I have to wonder what she's saying. I'm positive she knows something. And maybe she actually has reached the truth that she claims. To summarize, I couldn't understand the truth from just the two message bottles Beatrice left behind. And since then I've been reading tale after tale of hints. Then, these hints are challenges, provoking me to think. Precisely. Perfect. I'll find this truth that you say you've reached. I was meant to visit this place after all. You were indeed. It's because you're yet to arrive there that I invite you here, child of man. Though the truth I see and the truth you see overlap. Just as you see things with a single eye, so do I. Now that I found you for the first time, I too will be to see with the truth with both eyes.
So, the first twilight has finally happened. Everything so far has made me so sleepy.
You have some sleep in your eye.
What? That was immature.
Huh. As you wish, let's get started. We'll begin with the first twilight. Also, that was the sound of a fucking gun loading. That was not... I heard that shit. That is the gun sound again. Damn, look at Jessica having a fucking actual moral compass. I'm just a bit more stoked about killing my family. Oh yes, George, that's something to be so proud of. Yep, totally proud of you for that. Go fuck off, please. You're starting to like my voice. That's not a reason to send help. You're just appreciating fine art. That's all. Were you watching Nico B's playthrough Dark Bit? Were you watching his playthrough and you just expected him to voice Josette with a Scottish accent? Yes, the plan has worked. It's spread. Yes. Just waiting till the remakes and Josette ends up being Scottish. Be fucking great. Fool. Not a fool. Sometimes I should stop talking. I wouldn't really say that's an answer per se. It's like saying the key to this puzzle is love. It's like, thank you, that's what you believe the key to the puzzle is. You don't even know for certain, you know the answer, but you don't even know if that's how you arrived at it, but you don't know if that's the intended key. But it is how you arrive at the answer, so you'll make it. It's like, yeah, you have an answer, but it doesn't help us necessarily. Or it's not the answer to the answer to... I'm gonna shut up now before I go down a rabbit hole and break and just keep saying the answer over and over again. That's how we solve the location of the goat, though. Oh yeah,